Hey, welcome to a brand new episode of Ghetto Geek Squad presents Electric Boogaloo and Crew. I'm your host, Lou, and here's the crew. Let's say what's up to everybody. Chop's got his mask on. He's not being an ass. On there.
See,
Just a surprise.
Leading by example.
Hell yeah, man. You know how I do.
It's a good thing Chops keeps that in class right there because we always forget your name.
True.
Yeah.
What about you? Hey, Jay, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just still living the dream with the Corona. Not letting me go anywhere.
So fucking tired of it, man. It's got to end. Stop this crazy. It's 6 months now.
And it's funny too because I'm used to smiling at people all the time.
Yes.
When I see people, I smile at them all the time. Let them know, hey, I'm friendly. Have a good day. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But now that it's all covered and stuff, I find myself like smiling, like, oh shit. So now I'm more kind of like giving them a
nod.
Little hats off nod.
Well, my thing is,
have a good day.
I'm sarcastic or whatever, so I always say funny things or whatever, and I say it's like a cash register or something like that, being funny. They don't see me smile, so they think I'm serious. I'm like, I'm just joking. No, it's true though.
Same here, man.
I went to a Renaissance fair once, and I went up to the beer thing, and I was like, "Dost thou have a pitch of ale for me and me mate? I have been traveling for a fortnight and have a thirst for the tasty brew." And the woman was like, "Oh my God, do you really talk like that?" I was like, "No." I was like, that was from the freaking cable guy. I was like, "Yeah, who the hell walks around talking like that?"
You're the ones that are doing that.
Exactly. Do I look like I'm stressed?
It sucks because I gotta read lips all the time, so fucking seeing a mask is fucking zoom in and be like, what? What are you saying?
Oh yeah, you don't notice how much you read lips too, just by in general when you're talking to somebody.
I see they have these masks now just for that, that are clear.
Oh yeah.
But
see mouths moving.
Yeah, if I get to run into a person who had one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but that's just like walking into
nobody
somebody
really
that
gets
had no
shit,
sign
exactly.
language or something. It's like, yeah, it'd be nice if everybody knew it, but
Yeah.
Any good movies?
What's the movie for tonight?
Any good movies you watch yet?
Oh.
I nothing new.
It sucks, man, because there's nothing. They're not making anything new.
Yeah. So I'm just
I've been watching a lot of old
through the gamut of cables. Watching The Boys. Awesome show.
Yo, what?
Yeah. So,
I just started Lucifer. That's really good, man. That's a really fun one, man. And it's funny too. It's really funny.
Yeah, I don't watch too many of those shows and stuff. I mean, I like them and stuff. I just don't get around to them. It's like a big commitment to go for 12 episodes or something, especially if there's more than one season.
I call them laundry day movies. I put it on in my car while I'm at the laundromat. And
that's fun.
I saw the Osbourne documentary.
That was fucking awesome.
Fucking standing.
9 Lives of Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, it's on A&E. Check it out. It's really, really good, man. Yeah, really good. He's such a burner. He's so funny. And then what part where she's like, Sharon Osbourne's like, do you remember the first time you posed to me? No. What about the second time? No. It's like, do you remember when you proposed to me? Nope.
we were married? So what is that like? How many times is what's it called? Yeah, you have to propose before she said yes.
Yeah, it's a cool story. There's a really lot to it in there.
Yeah, really.
They start from the beginning all the way to how his career and everything. I got kicked out of Sabbath and all that.
Oh, okay.
Well, whole shebang.
All right, so let's get to today's movie. Today's movie is Stand By Me, directed by Rob Reiner, based on the novella The Body from the book Different Seasons. That had 4 stories on it.
Yeah, one of them was the Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption and Apt Pupil. Yeah, I read it. It was fucking awesome. I love Stephen King, and The Body was the one I didn't read. Out of all of them, I read all of them. The Body.
Shit.
Yeah, so I was sitting there, I was like, "Fuck, man! I wish I had a little more time. I would have read that shit."
I gotta go back.
It was a novella, so it was only like I think it was like only 200 pages or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was based on his life a lot, like the leeches and all that stuff like that, and
that's
him being a writer.
Said, after Rob Reiner showed him the movie and stuff like that, he was like, he was just blown away. He was like, this was like autobiographical,
Well, and that was the reason why he wouldn't sell the studio's Misery unless Rob Reiner was going to direct it.
Oh, really? Oh, because he did such a good job.
Because he walked out.
I guess after The Shining, he didn't trust nobody.
When Rob Reiner showed him Stand By Me, he walked out of the room for a couple of minutes, and he came back in. He was just like, nobody's ever freaking described my books the way you just did
nailed
on
it.
the screen. Yeah. So then after that, then they're trying to buy the rights to Misery, and he was like, I want Rob Reiner behind it or whatever. That's the only way I'll give it to you.
Nice.
It's good to have clap like that. Rob Reiner directed some. Again, he's just like Joe Dante. Just fucking his fucking resume is fucking amazing.
Yeah, insane movies. I don't, is there a movie that he didn't do that was like phenomenal?
Princess Bride, of course.
Like Forrest Gump, right?
No, he didn't do
No, that's Ivan Reitman.
No, that's what's this guy's name?
Another big name.
I can't think of him right now. No, that wasn't.
All right, so it's not.
So
him.
Carl Reiner is a meathead from All in the Family. He also did another one of my favorites. He did Spinal Tap. This is Spinal Tap.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He directed that. When Harry Met Sally. But yeah, like I said, and Princess Bride, of course, is probably his most famous movie.
And actually, he wasn't supposed to be the director of this. It was another the person who did 9.5 months.
9.5 weeks.
9.5 weeks, yeah, months.
Go, baby.
What is that, baboon? I got the wrong
there is a
calendar,
movie. Well, there is a movie 9 months. So
yeah.
I don't know where the half came.
Yeah. No, that's why I was saying the baboon from it was like a Robin Williams doctor. He's like,
yeah.
But yeah, and then after they did 9.5 weeks, they were so exhausted that they passed on it.
Well, he went over schedule.
Yeah, well,
he couldn't. He couldn't
take a vacation. I'll do it, this year, and they were like, "Nah, we can't wait." So
yeah. All right, let's talk about the cast, man. The cast is fucking amazing.
Oh my God!
One
so
of
many
them
big names.
went somewhere.
Say again?
Every one of them went somewhere.
Yeah. Some of them took a little while. Like Vern took a little bit. He disappeared for about 10 years, and then he came out of nowhere and just was like, once he did Sliders. Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah.
You have Corey Feldman, which is our connection to last week's movie of The Burbs.
Yep.
What's his? Will Wheaton.
Yep.
Plays Gordy LaChance. He went on to do Star Trek right after this. Star Trek Next Generation. Which it's funny because people hated him. I didn't know that there was so much hate about him.
He got a lot of flack because he was the youngest member of the Star Trek. They would hire no kids in Starfleet. It's like, get a life, man. It's a TV show.
He's like a really smart dude in real life. Like they were saying that when they were at the hotel or whatever, the four kids, he would break into the arcade machines and make it so you didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah,
he do all kinds of shit like that. Yeah,
they moved furniture out into the pool and
he was one of those really smart people. They put him on Big Bang Theory too once in a while. He's Sheldon's arch enemy.
Oh, really?
And it's him, Will Wheaton himself. It was funny because they played him in a bowling game and they called themselves the Wesley Crushers. And that's his name.
Star Trek.
Who did we forget? We got Vern. Yep, we got all four of them.
No, and Chambers. What's it called? River Phoenix.
Oh, River Phoenix. Hello.
Hello.
The main guy.
Chris Chambers. Yeah. Tragic. He died in 93. Was it 93? I think he died. He died very young.
Yeah, it was something like that. At the nightclub.
Drug overdose. Yeah. Drug overdose. All right. So
here's the interesting thing about Joey O'Connell. Keith Sutherland, they were on the set because they were traveling around a lot, and they went to buy a bunch of cookies from what was it?
I read that story.
Yeah,
he went to the fair. He tied up his bait.
Renaissance Fair, the Renaissance Fair, and they bought some cookies.
No, it wasn't a Renaissance Fair. It was just like a town fair.
Renaissance Fair, and they bought cookies and they gave them out to everybody, and they wound up being pot cookies.
Oh yeah. Sorry, okay, I was like,
so 2 hours later, they found Jerry O'Connell crying in the park.
Yeah, he was lost. And they had the whole production for 2 days because
I forgot all about that because I read that part. I was thinking of him when he's running with the train.
Yeah.
I was fucking dying at this. Fucking look on his face, man.
He wasn't that good.
What?
But
He wasn't that scared.
he was scared. No. The
Well, it
funny
was the
thing
fact that he
is,
was just crying. They said nothing about.
yeah.
I don't know nothing about scared, but I heard that they said he was
No, no,
he
no.
was crying.
No. That was from the movie. That was the line from the movie.
Oh,
He,
oh, oh, oh.
to see your face.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't that scared.
It's crazy because he's like 11 years old, 10 years
Yeah.
old when it happened. Being high at 11 years old.
Well, that's
That
they
could
said
take
after this movie is when Corey Feldman started doing drugs and all that stuff like that.
Yeah, and River
A lot,
Phoenix.
yeah, Hollywood
River
kids,
Phoenix was
especially
the
in the
one that
'80s.
introduced to Corey Feldman to it in this movie. Yeah, because Corey Feldman was like, during this movie was the first time I've been to a nightclub, got my first kiss from a girlfriend. At River Phoenix, it was the first time he got laid. It was like the first time for everybody was going crazy, getting drinks.
And actually, Corey Haim was supposed to play River Phoenix's part.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he went to go. He didn't want to be the best friend. He wanted to be the main character.
Yeah.
And he wound up taking the role of Lucas, the football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so then his friend came over and took over for took one of the parts. So, all right, so let's get on to the story. Which is Dreyfus starts off as the narrator. He's a grown-up Gordy, sitting in his car looking at a flashback. The whole thing is basically a flashback after he sees a newspaper article that his best friend died.
Yeah.
Got stabbed in a restaurant.
Did you notice the article?
Yeah,
Or
that's
the
what he's talking
headline?
about.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
because he doesn't say that he got stabbed until the very end.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the only, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta read
it
the
doesn't matter.
paper.
Yeah.
but if you read the newspaper headline, it said he stabbed, but you read the article, it's a totally different article from the headline. Totally
It's just
different.
fake.
It's talking about
I want you to focus on the big one.
taxes and all this other weird stuff.
Oh, I didn't catch it. And actually, in the book, everybody pretty much dies. Like the other two characters, Vern dies in a freaking house fire.
Oh, you mean like when they get older?
Yeah, when they get older.
I was like, what the hell? What, did they all get hit by a train?
Vern dies in a house fire.
Wow. That's
Yeah, really, right?
I guess it's
Stephen King for you.
Of a forklift driver.
And what you call Teddy dies in a car accident.
Oh, wow.
So and what you call it? Chambers is the last one to die.
Oh, okay.
And that's why he's now like the last of his friends, and then that's why he's reminiscing about the whole thing.
I gotcha.
And yeah, it opens up with that great line. I was 12 going on 13 the first time I seen a dead body, which like just basically sets up the whole movie and everything.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't realize how quickly everything happens.
It does. The movie moves really fast. Like I thought it was like a 2-hour movie. I was like, oh,
and
shit,
one
it's only
thing
an hour and a half.
like, there was a lot of things that rewatching this that either we didn't understand as kids, or you know, or I just didn't understand and just blew it off like whatever, you know. Like when he's telling the story about stealing the milk money and stuff. I was like, that's messed up. We'll get to it, but you know, I was like, oh wow, I actually understand the story now. That's kind of screwed up. You know. But yeah, like I remember I used to go around saying "screw you," you know, after watching that and watching the movie, and then eventually Pop, you know, just I know he's like, all right, enough of that, all right, you know, I really thought it was a screw, you know, kind of thing. So
one of the things that I didn't like about watching this movie is that we watched it so fucking much when we were kids. I knew every fucking beat, every song that was gonna come on. So it was just like it was like a little annoying. I was like, oh shit, man. I mean, I really know everything about this movie.
And it's funny because it really connected with kids because they almost didn't even, you know, they had all this money problems putting this movie out, and nobody wanted to pick it up. And then one of these, you know, executives, I think from Columbia, something like that, just took it home and his kids watched, and the kids loved it, and they were like, all right, well, since the kids love it, you know, let's do this, you know.
We'll take this back, and we should go. They should have went with the little people. Yeah. Like Kerry Gilliam did. Imagine that movie would have been 100 times better. I'll tell you that much.
Damn.
That's funny.
So what are we getting back to? So we go to the town of Castle Rock. Castle Rock is in fucking pretty much almost every freaking Stephen.
It's actually what Rob Reiner named his company, his production company after.
They even got a TV show called Castle Rock, and it's all about Stephen King's stories that are mixed
Oh
together.
yeah, I remember that.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
On Hulu, oh my god, the second season's about misery. So that's so like you see Annie Wilkes before she
it flips out before she gets.
Well, no, she's crazy. She's crazy like a motherfucker.
Yeah, well, I mean, from killing all them babies, I think she's always been a little off.
So we go into the clubhouse.
Yeah,
to the clubhouse, and we're introduced to all the characters, chilling out, hanging out, doing the things that kids do. Yeah, and they really make it feel like
playing cards.
You're a bunch of kids doing the same shit, like what we did.
Man,
like hanging out and everything. Like the whole movie, you feel like that. Like just
that's one of the things
around.
Rob Reiner did pre-movie was get the kids to hang out, play games, and all that kind of stuff, and really get a friendship bond kind of thing before they so that way it showed up in the movie.
Yeah. But yeah, it definitely fucking. I mean, like I said, the whole movie, like just the horsing around and everything just feels authentic. You can't help that. But when Vern comes in there with the knock on the door, they actually created that knock right before he came up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the secret knock, and they didn't tell him what it was, so they were fucking with him.
That's right. He's like, forget the secret knock.
I love it. Sincerely, they always fucking with him. I love it. He's so sincerely.
Too for flinching.
Then he finally gets to tell him the story. They keep fucking with him. He finally gets to tell him the story. You guys want to see a dead body or whatever. So they come up with this whole plan.
That meta.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like boom, boom, boom. You know, like you want to go see it? All right, tell your mom you're sleeping. Let's beat it.
Real quick plan, and that was it. Next thing you know,
they were out.
Well, he tells him the whole Ray Bauer story, which I always still find kind of weird. Like, how the fuck did he get out that far?
Yeah, well, he was like he was picking blueberries and shit. And it was like on the
all the way out there,
in the middle of the woods, and like you couldn't find a blueberry bush somewhere.
And they had to drive. The Cobras had to drive there, and they took a day. It took us a full day to fucking walk there. Yeah. Like, how the fuck did he get there so fast? There's no bike. I never got that part of the story. And then you look around the woods, where they
That's
find
what I'm saying. It's like in the middle of.
It doesn't look like there's no blueberries over there.
Yeah, I ain't see no blueberries.
I saw a lot of dead trees and shit.
Yeah, that big pond full of nothing.
Well, that's probably why he got hit. He was looking around like, "What the hell? Where's the blueberries?"
So the whole story is that he found out about the dead body because he was looking for his pennies. He lost his penny jar
under the porch.
Yeah, he's like
9 months. He was looking for that.
His mother threw away the map.
Yeah, she cleaned his room. And I remember those days. Well, I got lucky. My mom cleaned my room once. Never again. It took her 2 hours. I was like, what the fuck?
So Casey Siemaszko, 80s staple, man. He was a favorite of ours. I just finished watching another movie that he showed up in too. He's in Mice and Men. Oh shit! I haven't seen that guy in a while.
Had a great flick too.
Young Guns, and he did Young Guns with Keith Sullivan.
Oh yeah, Charlie, right?
Yep. And he was in another awesome movie too. I wonder if that's an '80s flick, man. That's a great one. 3 O'clock High.
Oh yeah.
But that one
might be.
That was a fucking amazing. Yeah. But he was the one getting bullied.
Yeah. I just meant the bully.
The bully was Richard Tyson from Kindergarten Cop. He overhears the two guys talking about his brother and the other guy, the dude who played Chainsaw in Summer School. Remember Summer School?
Yeah.
Summer School was a great one. That was a good one too. Mark Harmon.
Yeah.
He was like obsessed with horror movies. The character that the blonde haired guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But and that's how he overheard about the body. So like we said, they come up with this whole freaking plan, just like that.
Yep. Everybody sleeping over my house, and then get your camping gear.
Word.
And we go back to Gordy's house, which is fucking, man, this fucking poor kid. Like,
yeah, man.
Wow, man. His parents, even when his fucking brother was alive, he was getting shit on him.
Hardcore. Like, he wasn't even there. And he was picked up. He's like, Dad, can you pack the mashed potatoes? Dad, can you pack the mashed potatoes?
That's because he wasn't a football player. He was a writer.
Yeah.
He wasn't an athlete.
Well, that was the second flashback. On this flashback, this wasn't a flashback. He goes in there and
he's just looking for his canteen.
They're invisible. He's like yelling out the window. Everybody's ignoring. His mom is ignoring him and shit. His father's like finally, it's in your brother's room. And he flashbacks with his brother, who was played by John Cusack.
Yes.
And he gives him the baseball hat.
Yes.
Which I mean, I don't know. They make it just a quick reference with it later on, in like 5 more minutes. And it was just like, I was really sentimental, and but you didn't get it back or nothing.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
figured, at least when I pulled the piece out, I'd be like, and you better produce a hat.
Yeah, exactly.
And it better not say that.
You better produce that. Fucking gangster.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If he held the gun to the side, it would have definitely got some results. Yeah.
Yeah, so he meets up with Chris, and Chris shows him the gun,
yeah.
which accidentally goes off. They didn't think it was loaded.
Now you gotta wonder, did he really? But he just saw he was being a little bitch about it. So he was like, "Look, man, I swear I didn't know."
Nah, I think
That's
I think his character was very sincere.
Yeah, he was.
I knew people like
He's got the bad rap and stuff.
You just gotta, yeah, exactly. But he always meant well.
Yeah, because he's sitting there telling me, don't hang out with us, we're losers, you're better than us, and he's always like, oh, you're gonna go to college.
It's really the blame to the group if you think about it. That's why they made him leader. If you
I thought we agreed on no leader.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say, Will Wheaton kind of like runs to. Oh, I guess once he has the piss,
Nah, he was boy. Yeah, I think
he's gangster.
yeah, Chris Chambers was definitely the cool guy of the group, and
Yeah.
probably ran everything. Made all the plan. Yeah, so they start their journey.
Which is awesome.
They start singing the "Have Gun Will Travel."
Which is mentioned like 4 times. They sang that song.
And they got they actually got sued
at the time, so it was a famous TV show.
Yeah, we didn't know about it. Our father told us about it. He was like, I was proud of it.
Yeah, I think it was called Soldier of Fortune or something.
No. Have Gun Will Travel.
Oh, okay. Well, it is the opening line of the song. Funny.
They actually, the guy who wrote that song took him to court because they never got rights for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was just thinking that, Chris, when he gave Gordy the gun and he shot it off and they stopped running, and Chris was like, Gordy did it, Gordy did it, Gordy did it. Little rat, ran him out and they're running away.
Oh, that's the kind of crap we would have done to each other,
Yeah.
No, because he knew they weren't getting caught. They were already out of there and stuff. And she was like, "Who's like firecrackers?" Or cherry bombs.
Cherry bombs.
Yeah. Back when you could get those.
Yeah, at the corner store and
Yeah,
smoke bombs.
The smoke bombs. Yeah. Cherry bombs. Now you can get at the corner store.
No, I was just joking.
No. Job said that.
Well, I don't know the corner store you went to. You went to the same one, but still.
Yeah, really. I was gonna say
right?
that's what this movie. One thing about is that definitely could relate to is that we did the same shit. We always went on. We used to call them adventures. And we used to always go. And it was like one of the comedians was talking about it on that Action Park documentary. Was that like on the weekend you would fucking like, hey, what'd you do this weekend? Oh, I went to my cousin's house. What'd you do? Oh, I went to an abandoned psych ward or whatever, and we dug around and shit like that. Went to all these different rooms, found all these rooms. That's what we did.
Yeah,
you go to abandoned buildings and
tag in a construction building, building under construction.
Climbing up fucking crazy freaking fire, freaking.
I was like, I even set an abandoned house on fire once. Statute of Limitations.
Yeah, there you go. Statute of Limitations. Yeah, there you go.
I can talk about it now. As long as I don't give the address, you can't prove nothing. But, it didn't go.
The mattress. The mattress we threw the fireworks on. That fucking thing went.
That mattress is flammable like that.
Like who would think that? That was a fire.
Firecrackers on it. There's like in a big empty lot next to our house, and this thing produced. I don't know if it was just because we were little, but this flame was like 10, 15 feet up in the air. We ran home and like, Ma, someone lit a mattress on fire. I know it was you. I know it was you.
Hell yeah. We're like, I think it was the colored kid. It wasn't Jobs though. Jobs wasn't with us.
I wasn't there. It was the other kid.
Well, we forgot to mention too, his brother John Goose was killed in a car accident.
Yeah, 4 months earlier.
Yeah. So they were still dealing with that. But anyway, so now they realize they don't have no food.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, that sounds like something that we would have done.
Yeah, right.
We would have all been ready to go, got all our canteens. And,
well, come on, that's something adults think about. That's not.
Yeah, exactly.
So Vern contributed his whole 7 cents.
7 cents.
I didn't put my penny jar yet.
And what did they say? The number is a number that is always in a Stephen King book. 237.
Oh, how much money they came up with?
Yeah, because that's also the room in The Shining. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole Ghost is. There's a couple other references. I forgot what the other one was.
Awesome.
So they go to the junkyard. They talk about Chopper, the legend of Chopper.
Chopper, sick balls.
Yes.
What they said, he wouldn't sick. He wouldn't just sick him at somebody. He would sick him at a body part.
Specific body part.
Oh, yeah, specific body part or whatever.
Mm.
So they when they do the heads or tails, to see who's gonna go to the store.
You got a Gucci.
You got a Gucci.
He's like,
The
no,
Gucci's bad
sincerely. You remember this guy over there? They got a Gucci, and then they die. They got into a car accident or wiped out.
Yeah.
Right before they went in.
I don't like this guy.
No, it's crazy. The dog's actual name, Chopper, was Popeye.
Yeah.
You believe that? That's crazy.
All connected, man. It's all connected.
And that's a word.
See, we're smarter than we think when we come up with these podcasts. It's just not. It's just obvious stuff like Corey Feldman connections. So Gordy's at the deli now, and the deli guy's talking to him. As he's talking to him, he reminds him about his brother again.
Yeah.
Another flashback about his brother, about how he was a hell of a football player and all that stuff like that. And that's the scene that you were talking about, Charles, like where the father was just ignoring him, like he's a football player. And
They just talked about girls. Mom brings up women, and he's like, "See, you cried at the kid mine. Now you're thinking about women. Now you're not thinking about football." Come on, Pops.
His father's a real dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he is.
No pressure. No pressure.
As I say, it's like surprising like how well off that he becomes by the end of the movie, because he just has nothing but shit on. He gets shitted on through the whole movie, like basically.
Yeah.
When he get kind of adult, or so he goes back to the junkyard and everybody's gone. Then all of a sudden he looks and he sees them all jumping over the fence and shit. And I swear to God, that's just something like that would have happened with us. Like just something where, like, hey, where the fuck, Chops? I just picture like that being Chops, like just coming up. Where'd everybody go? Where'd go?
What's happened?
What's going on?
What, guys? Why are you running? Guys! Come over here! And it's funny too, because in the store, he orders the meat, like the chopped meat. He's got burger buns, and he orders the chopped meat. And I'm like, where the hell is he gonna cook burgers and shit, And then
I thought he said ham. I thought he said it was ham.
No, it's burgers, because I didn't realize this until
when they're cooking them with the marshmallows, right?
It's not marshmallows.
It's not marshmallows. I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah, they put the burger. I was like, aha.
That's another thing you forgot to mention too, is that you actually with the HD, I guess. Plus, we watched it on VHS. Yeah, but you noticed that Teddy's ear is all.
I was telling you that. Yeah, it was all deformed and everything.
I didn't notice it until you said it. I was like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like horribly deformed and stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Never noticed it before.
Like I would have been like, as a kid, I would be like, moly word. I can't stop staring at it.
Okay, now we can watch the movie.
And his father did that to him. Put it on the stove. Like, what did he do?
And that's exactly what we learned about it.
Yeah, because then he's like, Chopper, sick him. He goes, oh, that's what I thought he said, but what I heard was Chopper, sick balls. And then you see this dog that's like totally not what they fucking think it is.
No.
I was like, oh, you're cute. I was like, I remember him being that cute. I was like, I still had it in my head that it was a Rottweiler and shit.
Yeah, Corey Feldman's like giving him his ass, his dog biting him.
I was like, hello, puppy.
Then the guy,
how's a little puppy?
The junkyard owner comes over and starts talking about how he knows everybody, especially Dutamp's father, who's a loony up in Toga.
Yeah,
so like that,
That's a great scene from Corey Feldman too. He goes, fucking flips out and she's like, our father stormed the beaches at Normandy. He's like, he's a loony.
Which one?
I'm gonna call all your fathers except for the
loony. He's like, he jumps on the fence. He's like, I'm gonna rip off your head and shit down your neck.
And Uncle Normandy was the hospital that he was going to, his father?
No, that's the beach when World War II, when we stormed the beach.
The beginning of Saving Private Ryan.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, when it was like the most bloodiest freaking charge.
Yeah.
There was something about the hospital.
No, he said the hospital
psych ward
or something like that.
Yeah, it's a psych ward. Yeah.
I was like, where's he gonna go with this Normandy thing?
I know, really. It's like, here we go, Chops.
Chops, tell me what you know about Normandy.
Tell me, Chops, where is this Normandy you speak of?
Do you have one?
I know I do not have a Normandy.
I would like to think that if you said that you had a Normandy, you would know what a Normandy is. So it goes back to the Cobras now. The Cobras now they start talking about the body, and they're trying to the two of them are trying to keep it a secret. That they don't want to tell Ace.
Yeah, they're discussing whether they should tell him or not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because the blonde wants to tell, because he's like making hints about, I bet you $2,000 we find it, whatever.
Yeah. And it's funny because they're all doing like this. One day they decided to make a circle and cut Cobra.
Yeah, cut Cobra into that thing.
Because everybody's got like each other, got a partner and
yeah.
coming into.
I
was like,
really?
wait, somebody just like, you know what?
That's the 50s, man. Listen, man, they didn't have a lot to do in the 50s, man. You have to keep yourself busy every day.
That's true.
No, but usually if it's like a gang thing, it'd be like, okay, you're in our gang now. Everybody else has got one now.
The way Ace was just probably, he was kind of like psycho. So
which
was like,
you know what? Mention Kiefer Sutherland.
Yes.
I thought about that before, but I was like, yeah, we'll get to that later. He wasn't like a main character, so.
What were we saying now? Oh, no, I was saying, but the way that he was a fucking he was a psychopath.
Oh yeah.
Like he probably was just like one day he's like, you know what? Everybody get tattoos.
Yeah. And I show you how psychotic he is with the chicken race and stuff, and it was just like, I won. Yeah, but what if you did?
And you notice when they're driving, and the camera cuts, his hair is brown at one point. In the back of his head, Keith Sutherland, while he's driving, the camera cuts, and his head brown instead of blonde. Like, what the fuck?
Like from far away, like a stunt double or something?
Yeah, but no, it's a close-up in the car. The back, when he's driving, the chicken race, and he's driving, and it cuts over just before he said I won. It cuts in, and the back of his head all black or brown. Yeah. It's crazy. I noticed it. What was it?
How you notice it, man? You got a black and white TV.
I messed with the tint. And then it'll turn the color.
So now we go back to the guys they're walking or whatever, and they're talking about Gordy's future, and then that's what you were saying before, Jay, about how
he's like,
Chris is like, don't hang out with us. You're being a writer. We're gonna be in shop class and everything, and learning how to fucking be mechanics or whatever.
And they also at that point showed the contrast between the conversation that these two are having as opposed to Coleman and Bird's kind of conversation.
Who do you think? Who do you think would win in a fight, Mighty Mouse or Superman?
Like Mighty Mouse is a cartoon. Superman's real.
You can't beat him.
He was like, but it'd be a good fight though. Holy shit! If Vern was in Chops when we were growing up,
he really was.
Maybe still.
You're never chunky.
So now we get to the bridge scene. Which damn. Now remember we tried to do that? We tried to follow the railroad.
Oh my God. I'm talking about that. To my girl, she's like, oh my God, you guys actually did that.
We got like two stations. We got past like 2 stations and then the cop came.
But we used to hang out on the train tracks a little further down.
Yeah. That's what we used to put the pennies on the.
And
track.
of course, there was like a where we hung out was right next to a bend. So the train would just be like, surprise.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what happened. That was what happened. It was me, Chops, and Danny, and we had our skateboards with us, and we were walking. All of a sudden, a fucking train came out of nowhere. And everybody just had to dive and jump off the side. It was like a hill. Yeah. It was like a rocky hill. I'll forget that.
Yeah, and another time we were hanging out there, our younger brother Miguel, he's got his foot caught in the damn track, and he couldn't get out and stuff. And we ripped him out. His shoe got stuck there, and we ripped him off just to fall and threw down the hill and stuff. Fell down the hill.
Damn. Stupid shit you do as a kid.
Yeah, and then we went back.
Yeah, of course. What else do we have to do?
Hey, I still had more pennies and a nickel.
And we used those things for the slugs. For the,
that's what we talked about. Yeah, the pennies. Putting the pennies on the thing.
Yeah, we used nickel too.
Yep.
That's what I said. And I got a nickel.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Damn.
Okay, let's just say metallic
Yeah,
silver
thank you,
objects
JC.
we put on the,
I got it, man. I got it.
you know, if we had a quarter, it was going on.
Exactly. Actually, a quarter was going to win an arcade machine or fucking some
Yeah.
candy. You got a quarter, you were rich.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't say
Like, that's 5 bazookas.
yeah.
Word.
But yeah, but that scene again reminded me when they're sitting there discussing on the should they go across the bridge or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I totally could see me just rationalizing. No, we're not gonna take a shortcut. Fuck it, we can do it. We got it.
we were jumping buildings, the roofs
Exactly.
of buildings and stuff like that. And yeah, it was always like, no, we could make it. We never thought that. What if we didn't make it? That's
What if we didn't? Yeah, that was the problem.
It was always like, yeah, no. It's what I'm gonna walk all the way over there and walk across the bridge. Let's just jump. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So when that's it, I love the reveal. We see like Will Wheaton's like fucking Gordy's like walking one step at a time, and all of a sudden you see it's because Vern is like on his knees, hands and knees, and he's like he's going really slow. I thought that was great. But when that train, so the train comes, and Teddy and Chris are already up way up in the front, and them two are in the back, Gordy and Vern. And he's just trying to get him up, and he's like, he won't stand up, and then he falls. And he's like, I'm gonna die. He's clutching onto his bag. He's like, I'm gonna die. He's like, you're gonna die.
Okay.
But when he's running, the look on his face is fucking hilarious. The way he's crying. He's like,
That's so funny. Yeah, and a lot of times the director would do things to like either invoke memories into the kids to make them cry or yell at them and stuff.
Yell at them.
They had a problem stopping the kids from crying because they'd be so like,
Another note,
actually it was the last, the jump and stuff like that were actually two women that were dressed like
well, it was, and there was actually the whole run.
Someone.
Whenever you see it from far away and the train getting closer, it was women.
It was on a long shot too.
Yeah.
The train was
close. Well, no, and then they did, they compressed it. So when they wanted to show the front of the kids with the train behind it to see how close it is, they used a special. I forgot the millimeter. I think it was just. I'm gonna say 60 millimeter. I could be wrong, and then what they do is they would compress the video, and it would make it look like the train is closer, the background is closer to the front. Pretty cool fucking. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and especially when you think like this before fucking computer age. So, I love learning about camera tricks like that. And that's really, really cool that they could pull something off like that. Where you can make shit like that look like that.
Especially for back then.
Honestly, from the way I was like, and I don't know if it was because now I'm watching it on an HD TV, but it actually almost looked like the old school, put a projector in.
Yeah, almost like green screen. Yeah, it did a little bit.
Well, not even green screen because green screen is cleaner. That literally looked like they were playing an image in the back and the kids.
Well, it's because the focus. That's what it is. It's out of focus because they crushed it.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's what he says. His line that you were talking about before. They're like, "Holy shit, you were scared as shit." He goes, "I wasn't that scared."
The comb too.
Yeah, he dropped the comb.
Yeah.
The way he looked at him too. He's like,
Drop the comb.
He's so upset. They're yelling at him about like, you didn't bring any money, and he's like, I brought the comb.
You don't even have any hair. It's for you guys. It's so good. Dude, it's such a chopstick.
Oh man.
That's why we had a great childhood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So now they're around the fire or whatever, and that's the scene that you talk about. And I didn't really notice how big. That's why when I said the marshmallows, because that's how it was always in my head.
Yeah, well,
you can see how big it is. Yeah.
And stuff. You just figured, oh, the marshmallows drip, and they're on the campfire, so that's what it must be.
I can't see how they make fucking hamburger like that. Like, how does
well,
it
what they
stick on
did
there?
was they basically just wrapped it around.
Yeah, they made a ball. But I'm saying, like, gravity would take it no matter what. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
like,
I was wondering how that myself, but I was like, it's a movie. Don't think too much into it.
Next time we go camping, we got to try it.
Yeah.
What's that show where they test all the stuff like in the movies and stuff like
Russian
that?
Hacker? oh, you're talking about the
Russian hacker.
No, that's a Facebook thing I watch sometimes. But I know you're talking about that. Mythbusters.
Mythbusters, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, so the campfire.
He drops it, but when he drops it, that was another line we always used too.
Yeah.
Screw you guys, I got it.
That's what I'm saying. I started saying "screw you" all the time, like "screw you guys," because I just always heard him say it there, So,
There was another line that I totally forgot about, and I didn't know it was from this movie. And that was the only thing that was different that surprised me was when the guy after the race when he goes, "You let him beat you, you cock knocker." I was like, "That's where I got that from."
There was so many things.
Yeah.
There was so many curses and so many things we didn't understand.
Well, here's the other thing too. This movie would be so protested if it was made today, because it was so 80s language. You use the word
That's what I'm
retard.
saying. Oh yeah. There was just like
faggot.
Fag, like
yeah.
Just like
and that was normal shit for us. You were a retard or a fag. We did something.
It didn't mean anything.
It didn't mean it. Yeah, exactly. It was just not like you were stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like you were a fag if you didn't want to do what we wanted to do. And
Yeah, exactly.
You were a retard if you did something stupid.
Debbie Downer, you have to realize that.
Yeah. But actually, they weren't smoking cigarettes. It was dried cabbage that they.
Yeah, because Rob Reiner's against cigarettes. Yeah.
Yeah. But then we hear the story.
Story of Davy Hogan. Oh, it's like Charlie Hogan's if he had a brother. He's like, no, it's just like Charlie Hogan's brother if he had one. Yeah, so we get the old lard ass story. The funny thing about that is that Teddy hates the ending, and it's kind of like a nod to Stephen King. Because everybody always hates Stephen King's endings.
Yeah.
So that was good. Stephen King loves joking about that shit all the fucking time because he knows, because he does. I've read so much. I've read at least 80% of his books, and 70% of them have shitty endings. I think I'll tell you guys that once. The long book, the one 11, 27, 64, or 60. The one where John F. Kennedy gets killed and the guy goes back in time.
Yeah,
that's on Hulu too, Jay. I mean, you gotta check that one out too. It's a miniseries with James Franco. He finds out he can go back in time and he goes to stop JFK from getting assassinated. The book is fucking great. And then when I was like, here we go, and he gets to the ending, and I'm like, wow, that was his best ending. Like, it fucking ended phenomenally. And then I read the next page, it's like, this is dedicated to my son who helped me write the ending. I was like, mother, wow. His son is a writer too.
Yeah.
I was like, I was cheated.
My original ending.
Yeah, right. And then they just go into them bullshitting, and that's typical kid bullshitting, which I love too. Just the shit.
Yeah, and I tell you, Chambers and Gordy, they both crying throughout the whole movie. A lot of emotions with those two.
Yeah.
The other two are just oblivious kids and shit. These guys are always got some adult shit going on in their heads and stuff.
Right.
And that's what I was telling you before about the story about the milk money getting stolen and stuff. And I never, it was just some rambling and shit. So I never really paid much attention to it. But then when you hear as an adult, I can actually understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's talking about how, he stole the money, but then he felt bad and he gave it back to a teacher, and the teacher took the money and bought a skirt.
And bought a dress,
Just, said, nah, he stole it. It never came back.
That's mad fucked up. Yeah.
And then he was like, now he looked at a thief and a liar, and he's like, that's not who I am. I'm just trying to be a good guy. And they keep crapping on me.
When he did that scene, Rob Reiner that was one of the scenes that you were talking about, Jay, where he told River Phoenix he wasn't doing it good at all. He wanted him to do more. He wanted to be more emotional, and he told him, "Give me a time when an adult let you down. Think about a time that your adult let you down." And he started thinking about something, and he fucking broke down. And
well, I'll tell you what, as a child actor, I saw that the child actor show that Alex Winter directed, and Will Wheaton was talking about stories about that stuff. And these parents,
they were
freaking insane shit. These kids are really abused the hell out of to make.
Well, here's the thing too, though, because this movie was made. This movie was made right after the Twilight Zone incident. The Twilight Zone incident was I think we talked about it in one of the podcasts. John Landis was filming the scene where the guy was a racist. Remember the Twilight Zone, the movie?
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was a racist, and he was all of a sudden kept jumping into different people's bodies, like a black person's body about to get, hung by the Ku Klux Klan. Yeah. And so he could experience this, whatever. And one of them was that he was a Vietnamese guy, and they created this whole Vietnamese town, and he had to take these two kids, and they were working way overnight It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and a helicopter was supposed to be above them, like trying to stop them. And it was supposed to show off explosions. When they shot off the explosion, it hit the helicopter. The helicopter came down, crashed right on top of them, chopped them all in half. Fucking horrible story, yeah. Fucking, and the parents watched it happen.
What?
You're talking like a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, something like that.
Damn.
Imagine that. So after that, everything got
wow.
really strict with the child labor laws.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
No, but just think like a director, you know, like even Rob Reiner, you know, like he's sitting there yelling at the kids, like towards the end, you know, like Will Wheaton, he started like yelling at them, like, you're doing a crappy job, and you know, you're ruining my movie, and you know, and the kids just started crying like crazy, you know, he was going off on him. Yeah, and then he was like, film the cameras, stop rolling the cameras, and he got the crying and stuff.
I heard different. Where'd you hear that one from?
What? You know, I looked up a bunch of different facts.
Because I heard the opposite. I heard that he was a fucking sweet. Rob Reiner was supposed to be like
no, because then after the filming and the kids wouldn't stop, he'd like give them hugs and be like, no, it's okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just heard that he would like tell them to try to go into a place.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear about yelling.
But yeah, because at one point the kids are slacking or something like that, and he was just like, you guys are doing terrible, you know.
Oh well, that Then you can probably getting frustrated, whatever.
Yeah. And, and then once they started crying, he's like, okay, now we got him. Go, film.
But back to the child labor laws or whatever. Parents were like fucking hard on these fucking kids. Like, you know, they didn't give a shit because they wanted them to be stars. Yeah, exactly. So like now they're protected from shit like that. But that's why so many were fucked up. Like Drew Barrymore, you know, fucking doing coke at freaking 12 years old or whatever, 11 years old and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all of them got Corey Feldman and Corey Haim.
Alcoholic too. At that age too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, this movie actually was like right at the time when they were starting to come up with these new laws and everything. They couldn't work a certain amount of hours. Also, that's when they started using twins a lot.
Yeah.
So, all right. So moving on. Where we at? Chambers was talking about how he got the bad rap. Oh, the deer scene, man. I read different things about that, and people got different opinions about it, and none of it makes sense to me. It still doesn't make sense to me.
It's like one of the most memorable scenes and stuff like that, you know. And they had, you know, like they had the filmmakers, you know, because the deer was wild and stuff, and they lured it over there with grapes, you know. And then once the deer got in the scene, you know, they got it. They couldn't get the deer away; it wouldn't leave. And it's in there, you know, like the whole crew was like banging noises trying to get the thing. It wouldn't leave. It was
Dude, that's screw you, man.
Yeah,
I want more grapes.
Like, yeah, this is grapes are good. You don't get that out in the woods.
So what's weird about that whole story though is that it's just like the way he's just like, I've never told anybody about that deer, not until this moment.
Well, he just said that was just something I kept to myself, you know. Like
but he says it like he means it like there was a reason why he held it back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I mean, they didn't just show it just to show it.
No, but he says that. He said, you know, that's something that I just kept for me, you know. Like,
yeah, exactly. But why? That's what I'm saying.
Something I experienced.
Well,
he's just saying that.
There's no reasoning. There is no reasoning.
The other guys didn't experience on the trip, and he just kept.
That's one of the theories. There's 100 different theories. That's what I'm saying. Look at the theories.
I didn't look at theories on the deer, so I'm just coming up with my own kind of theory and stuff.
It's just a really weird moment that has everybody perplexed. Where it's just like, what's the big deal? Like, it was a deer.
I think it was just.
I'm not asking for an explanation, man.
I'm just saying.
Just shut it, man. We're moving on.
All right, moving on.
Good deal.
I'm just trying to explain something. You just like keep trying to explain it. So they decided to take a shortcut through the woods.
Bophomonia.
What?
I said Bophomonia. When I'm going back to the pie scene.
Yeah,
when the Lord when they're eating it, into a Bophomonia everywhere. I'm thinking
Bopharama. Yeah, Bopharama.
Bophomonia.
Don't worry.
I'm
thinking the volume 2.
It works for you. Works for you. Now I'm thinking that's somewhat a similar story that Chunks told in Goonies, but except for the pie stuff. He's like, this guy bopping on another one, and this one person bopping on another one. It's kind of similar, but that's just why I came from that one. That's my thoughts on that. And go ahead.
Deep thoughts with chops.
Where's that chop?
Maybe
Where's
it's
that
all
chops moment button?
Maybe lard ass really is chunk.
Yeah, right?
So now the Cobras finally tell Ace about the dead body, and they decide they're gonna go after it or whatever.
Yep, put some fishing gear in so that way they have an alibi and why.
Yeah, he has the whole fucking thing. He has his shit all ready. Because they're afraid about because they just boosted the car or whatever.
Yeah, that's why they were out there. They were steering across. They were like, maybe we shouldn't go there. And he's like, I'm glad you gave me your opinion. Now here's mine. Get in the fucking car. Like, oh, okay. Since you put it that way.
So, there's another great Vern moment when Vern makes fucking Teddy flinch. He's like, two for flinching, and then Teddy punches him. He's like, but you flinched. He's like, yeah, 2 for flinching. I can't catch a break. The look on his face is great too.
Yeah, he was so excited. Like, yes, finally.
It's funny because. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I was gonna say the swamp scene that we're up to.
Yes.
They actually, that whole swamp was a man-made pool.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they built it like 6 weeks before filming. So by the time they got to it, it wound up becoming a real swamp. Like nature took its turn. Yeah, there was real animals and everything, and it just like, and it became like a disgusting thing to go through anyway. So it didn't save anybody. But of course the leeches were fake.
Yeah. I love the
What do you think they really dipped them in there and be like, let's see how
Yeah, really.
You don't got enough. Get back in
it was like latex and glue and shit like that. With like red dye inside the glue, so this way it looked like blood. So another great scene of just horsing around, where they're just horsing around and fucking around, and Gordy's just like, fuck this shit. He's
sleeper hold. Nobody gets sleeper hold.
And they're all piled up onto Gordy. Yeah. And that's when they're like, when he's in sleeper hold. He's like, dude, there's something on your neck. He didn't say dude, but he's like, there's something on your neck. And that fucking scene is just great, man. It's just so fucking
he's like,
oh my god, it was shit. Yeah. So he finds out he got a freaking leech on his balls, and that really did happen to Stephen King. In the book.
Did he pass out too?
But Gordy, the only one who's bleeding, because he's the only one who gets bit that deep like that.
He got bit in a sensitive spot. So
well, I think it was just more the blood made him pass out. It wasn't like the leech sucked all the blood out of his penis and made him pass out.
Well, no, I understand that, but Gordy, the only one. Damn. Sorry, never mind.
No, nobody else had one on
memories.
So then they get dressed and they
we go back to the racing now. They get dressed, whatever, and then fucking Vern finally, because they were like, let's go back or whatever, and Teddy's fucking with Vern. He's like, you're a pussy. He's like, don't say it, stop saying it. He just attacks him. He's like, 2 for flinching, huh? He's beating the shit out of fucking.
It's like a Christmas Story moment.
Yeah. But Gordy's like, because he's still fucking stunned or whatever. He's like, no, we're still going. We got to do this. I have to do this. And like he says, even if nobody would have went, he still would have went.
But, he's like, for some reason now it became like an obsession or something.
Yeah, I had to see that dead body.
So now they jump over to them driving the cars. The Cobra's driving the car. That's when the chicken scene happens, which was fucking ridiculous, man. I'm like, dude, like a truck full of fucking lumber. Like, I was like, holy shit, there's blood in that shit.
If they didn't move, you were definitely dead.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's the Final Destination 2 shit.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? At the end of it, nobody talked back to freaking Kiefer Sutherland or Ace.
Yeah, really.
He solidified his, he's always got to do that badass thing. So, like, that's the stuff legends are made of,
And that was,
he did it.
Kiefer Sutherland is funny because he was always typecast as that tough guy from Lost Boys, whatever. And then like he plays Doc in Young Guns, and he's like this whole wuss guy. Like a flower.
Actually, Vern, Jerry O'Connell was actually really afraid of him in the shooting.
Well, Kiefer Sutherland was trying to stay in the role.
Yeah.
So he would fuck with the kids and shit like that to make them scared
the whole time.
Like that.
Yeah.
And that's when the boy he's like, "You let him beat you cocksucker, you
The
cock
cock
knocker."
knocker.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So they finally get to the part where to the place where the road meets or whatever, and they figure that's where the body's got to be.
The place with no berries.
Yeah, there really isn't, man. I'm like,
That one
so
better.
somebody gave that kid some bad information, man.
And it's funny because it's like perfectly clear too, like straight to the river, like where that train knocked him. It wasn't like it knocked him in a wooded area where he got knocked into the woods. And it's funny too, because well, it's not funny because the kid's dead. But when I saw it, I noticed that his shoe is out, and then he
Yes, I noticed that too. I didn't see that last time.
Yeah, because he mentions it. He says it.
He says it. Yeah,
out of his
Keds,
right?
yeah.
Like it knocked the life out of him, And I was like, oh, there
Yeah,
it is.
but again, because with the VHS and the full screen,
yeah.
you can't really see that kind of stuff. And
No.
now with HD and everything, you see all those fucking details. Even the body itself, I was like, holy shit, I never really got a good look.
They actually they didn't let the kids see it until that moment to like try to get that reaction out of it.
That real reaction out of the kid with faces.
But yeah, that dead body was like really like disturbing.
I remember looking, because I remember like on video or whatever, especially because he got that little blood on the nose.
Yeah, it was
like missing, but it made it look like it was missing on the VHS. Yeah. And now I'm like, oh, okay, now it was just blood on his nose, whereas it looked like he was like a skull or something like that, like a skeleton. That's how I always remembered it. Yeah. But that's a pretty crazy scene. And it was like, they're all like just knocks the breath right out of him just to find it.
Like, oh shoot! Now that we're here, what do we do?
Yeah. So they're gonna like make a stretcher or whatever. They're gonna take the body back, and then Ace shows up, fuck everything up.
Well, first Vern's brother kept, Vern, you son of a bitch, you was hiding under the porch, wasn't you?
No.
And you see him like run off. He just ditches everybody.
Hell yeah.
Be lying.
That's so funny.
This was kind of fucking disturbing too, because I was like, when Chris is like, oh no, nobody's taking the body. You're not taking the body. Wait, he's not moving. Fucking Ace pulls out the knife. He goes, I'll fucking kill you. And he's like, you're gonna have to. And like he literally goes up and he's about to slice his fucking throat. What the fuck? I was like,
he's got a reputation to uphold, and you saw the chicken thing, so he's like, yo, if I send him to stab you, because even his friends knew, he's like, yo, Ace, that's my buddy.
But like, how do you explain that now? Okay, we got this, we found the body, but there's another body back there.
He fell on a knife.
He fell on a knife on his neck, yeah. And then Gordy fires the gun.
Yep.
And the look on Gordy's face looked like he was dead serious, man.
Yeah, he was really good.
He would shoot him without even batting an eyelash, bro. And notice that thing, he stared him dead in the eye, didn't blink once.
As he said, what are you going to do, shoot all of us? No, just you, Ace.
Hey, that's a convincing answer.
Oh, yeah. What does he say? Suck my fat one.
You my fat one.
You dime store hood.
Yeah. The dime store hood, yep.
It's funny too, because I was watching the ending with my son, and and he's like, "Suck my fat one." Chris Chavez is like, "Suck my fat one." Whoever told you had a fat one? He's like, biggest one in the county. I was like, "See, that was a perfect mama joke." Like your mother told me.
They do that at one point in the beginning or whatever, where they tell them mama jokes or whatever. Yeah. Listen, that's how we did it. We just insulted each other's mothers all the time.
Exactly.
And it's true. Unless you're JT, you still do it.
It was out of respect, totally. It was totally out of respect that we did that. And we didn't take it personally. Like, oh, yeah, whatever.
Actually, what was a word that triggered me in this? They used the word rank. That they were ranking on each other.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God. Like the transition between rank turned into this,
And snapping on people.
No, well, we used to say rank 2. We said rank 2 in the 80s.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying like we were around for that turnaround.
Yeah.
This,
now they say that you got roasted. They got some weird words now. You got roasted. Like what? I was like, I wasn't on no fucking stage.
Yeah, said that to me. I punched him in his face. I was like,
yeah, that was when he called his father a loon. He's like, nobody ranks on my father. Nobody ranks on my father. That's what he said. Yeah, I noticed that too. I forgot about that. So that's it, man. They decide to go.
They put an anonymous call in.
Yeah, because they're not going to take the body. They don't want nobody to know about it. It's like, and, you know, it's understandable too, because you're just like, that shit's fucking just seeing something like that. You're not expecting to see that, especially as a kid. You know, you think you want to see a dead body, and then you see it, and you're like, oh, okay.
Maybe I shouldn't have.
Yeah, I'm good. That was stupid. And then they take their goodbyes. Everybody says their goodbyes, no hard feelings.
Now my thing is, I think why Gordy had to see the body so bad is because to get over the death of his brother.
Yeah, because once he saw it, he started crying. Why do you have to die? Why? Yeah. I was like,
and his father, the douchebag, his father says, Gordy, it should have been you. And Gordy says that, it should have been me. And his friend, Chris is like, no, it wasn't supposed to be you.
It's funny, when one of my cats died, I always used to say that to the other one.
That's from Walk Hard. You did that from Walk Hard, though. The good son died.
Yeah, right. The wrong kid died.
Yeah, the wrong kid died. Yeah, so it's true. Like they talk about how they saw each other for a little bit longer, but then it was like you passed by each other in the hallways. And I had the same type of thing with a lot of friends from junior high.
Well, that always happens with them.
Yeah, you would hang out with them all the time after school, whatever, and then just in high school, you just
start fading away. Yeah,
kind of nod.
Your clicks and
that's it. Yeah, moves away, and as such is his life.
Except Choppers, he's
Chops. Well, yeah. I mean, I got lucky with Chops, man. Chops is the bestest friend.
Dude,
exactly. He's my heterosexual life mate. Jay and Silent Bob.
And that's what gets me about the last scene when he's like, who the hell has friends when they were 12?
Like this.
Nobody. That's what he's saying. He goes, I'm like, I do. Which is, I'm very fortunate and lucky to have you guys.
No, it doesn't happen a lot. And yeah,
it doesn't.
We're lucky.
No, I look at the kids nowadays and I'm like, geez, man, they miss so much. You know?
Yeah,
I mean, just like we were talking about jumping on free. I mean, I'm glad I was a parent. I don't have to worry about my kid doing stupid shit like jumping roofs and things like that. But that made my experiences.
I feel like we had a lot more places to explore too when we were younger. Yeah, now everything's like fucking locked down and shit like that. They won't. Yeah,
all these empty lots in our neighborhood and
lots,
stuff.
Buildings.
Now it's all filled with buildings or whatever. You know?
And if it was an abandoned building, they got it on lockdown so badly that there's no way you can get in there.
Yeah.
Whereas thank God the crackheads, they would find an opening for us. Yeah. You can get in. Oh shit! Look, crackhead Bob made a fucking.
Yeah, you too.
I remember the buildings on the other side, behind the green warehouse.
Yeah.
And those buildings, remember, a lot of them were abandoned, but like the crackhead.
That was one of those
that you set on fire. Yeah. On fire. But they would always open them because they would seal them up, and then the crackheads would come, fucking rip open the wood. So they can go in there, do their crack or whatever.
And just to vindicate myself, so nobody thinks I'm some crazy arsonist and stuff like that. It was just stupid kids thing. We were looking for a new clubhouse. We didn't have a flashlight, so we made torches.
You set fire in our room, bro. You were an arsonist.
That was a controlled burn, okay?
I didn't know about that.
Jay was dangerous in the room, man. Like, we did our shit outside.
Yeah, anytime my father knew I was in my room too long and too quiet, he's like, something's going on.
Jay's over there huffing the fucking model fucking glue.
He wants to knock us out.
He's got the paper bag with the fucking marker in it and shit.
It's like, why is Jason always building those damn models upstairs? He keeps needing all this glue.
We're going through a lot of glue these days.
That's funny.
All right, man, put your clothes to our show.
It would make me wear a mask when I was doing the models, and I didn't understand. He was like getting higher and stuff. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, it wasn't even how I was doing it.
I'm not high. What are you talking about? You're high. All right, man, so we put close to our show. Good show.
Yes.
All right, man. We did another one, man. Under an hour. Nice. We're getting good at this, man.
Yeah.
And I tell you, Chops reminded everybody to wear their mask in the beginning, but he
didn't tell everybody to subscribe and like us on Facebook.
You know what? Somebody have to do it in the end.
No, you got to say it in the very beginning.
You got one job, dude.
One job, okay.
Okay, I can hire anybody to do this.
What? They want to do TV? Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like us on Twitter, on Instagram, and
Not on
Facebook.
Instagram yet.
And also, hit the icon button down
Making up
below.
shit.
I know, right? He's like
Go ahead.
on the Twitter box.
Yeah, the Twitter.
Twitter box.
You got to go on the line.
Yeah, right. Do the Google and
Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, definitely check out our YouTube website. We got all our previous podcasts on there. If you missed them, go to Facebook, Electric Boogaloo and Crew. Look it up; it pops right up. Talk about 80s movies. Post whatever you want on there. Post you want to do something on there. We're definitely gonna be working on getting those guests sooner than later.
Yes.
Especially with the Halloween. So we got Spooky Month coming up. That's our newest announcement. I think that'll probably be our next podcast. Is probably starting that. We're gonna be doing it every week again for the month because there's so many horror movies that we want to do. If it was up to us, we'd probably do two a day, 2 a week. I mean, but we talk too much, so.
There you go.
But all right, man. So yeah, Stand By Me. Another one of the classics that we watched a million fucking times, man. And I'm pretty much sure that I'm good for another 20 years.
It's still burned in my memory.
It's wait, man. I can't remember what I fucking had for breakfast this morning, but man, I knew every fucking musical cue. I mean, the music on this is great. That old 50s music, and that introduced me and Jay to a lot of that music and stuff like that, with like the Lollipop and Buddy Holly.
It's
and all
funny
that.
that you said that too, because my son was like, "Oh, wait a minute, the Chevettes or the Cordettes sing Lollipop," and I was like, "The hell you know about the Cordettes and stuff?" And he's like, "I got Mr. Sandman on my iPod." I was like, "Oh,
wow."
Oh,
okay, I'll shut
and
up."
I didn't even know that either. I was gonna say, oh shit, I didn't know they sung both of those songs.
Me neither. Well, it says in the thing, it says, and now the Cordettes with another song.
Oh, okay.
Lollipop,
I didn't catch that.
Lollipop. Yes, that's why he was like, "Oh, the Cordettes."
Good times, man. Good times. I mean, and again, the best part about the movie is the nostalgia of us being kids.
Yeah.
And the shit we did, man. It sucks,
a lot
man.
of
Now that we're old,
stuff.
and I'm still doing what I did when I was 17 because I never grew up.
Peter Pan syndrome.
Yep. Just doing it a different way.
Yes.
All right. And that's it, man. That's it for tonight. Good night, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Keep watching. Keep watching. Because without us, we're not here. Without you, we're not here.
Chops.
Chops, if a tree falls in the wood and nobody's there to hear it, does it make a sound? All right, go ahead.
All right, guys. All right. Take it easy, man.
All right, bye.
And we'll see you for a spooky month in 2 weeks.